Welcome to Real Judaism with Rabbi Ari Klapper. Unfiltered wisdom for Jewish life.
So now, continuing where we left off last time, we need to understand really what a husband's job is in marriage. What's his job? And this is what we ended off last time discussing, was that a big part of a husband's job is to build up his wife, is to make her into herself. Chazal tell us that the Biri Shoina makes her. She's caresses bris. She makes a bond with the one who made her into a kli, the one who made her into a woman, and that's her husband. She wants, it's not that's from the Biri Shoina, but essentially it's he is the one who has the ability to build her up. Chazal tell us that a woman cares more about what her husband thinks of her than anybody else. Anybody else. This is her whole life. Whereas somebody could be in front of a massive audience, and what he says is going to make a difference to the whole world. When a woman is in front of her husband, that's what it's like. This is what matters to me more than anything else. And because of that, if you know that in advance, it means you have to understand that that's your reactions to the things that she does is really what she cares more about than anything else. And specifically when it comes to her femininity, meaning the things that make her into a woman. Those are the things that you should make sure to build her up and praise her for. Obviously, if she's a big balas chesed and she davens 3 times a day and she's constantly saying Tehillim, these things are more, are objective. Anybody would do that, whether it's a man or a woman. Very good. That's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing to do. But there are certain things that are her feminine nature. And every person has to learn, discover specifically about their own wives. What is it, the things that she does? Certainly when it comes to making her home, how her home looks, how she designs it. She wants it to be nice for her husband. She wants her husband to feel comfortable and happy coming home. And those are things that he should be praising her. Those are her qualities, her individuality are who she is, and those are the things that a man should be praising her for. When a couple gets engaged, so in the beginning, so there's a lot of excitement. It's very interesting that in the Torah it tells us that Yaakov Avinu loved Rochel even before they were married. It seems very clear in the Torah that he loved her, and then they got married 7 years later. So the Malbim says a very interesting pshat. How did he love her? How did he love her so far in advance? And not only that, but the pasuk says that it was just a few days. It was a few days. The whole 7 years were like yamim machadim. They were very short days until the 7 years were over. And the Malbim asks a very pashut question. If you're waiting for something, every day is torture. Every day is torture. Just ask the guy who has to wait 12 days till his wife is tar. Right? Every day is torture. And or after birth, right? It's exciting having a baby in the beginning, and then that part wears off. You have a shalom zocha, you have a bris, it's exciting, and then another week passes by, and another week, and it's hard. I'm waiting. How is it possible that Yaakov Avinu loved Rochel Imenu, and it was like mamish, like a few days? Guys before their weddings are counting the days, they're counting the hours. There was one guy who showed me, he's counting the seconds. His mom is like, he has a countdown on it. It's so hard. So the Malbim answers that he saw her tremendous milas. He saw that she had such unbelievable qualities that he wanted to be shaykh to those qualities. He wanted to bond with those qualities. It's like I had a tremendous goal that I'm working towards. And I think that to get to that goal, it's going to take me 25 years to get to that goal. And look, it only took me 10. Wow, that's so fast. I thought it was going to take forever to get to that goal. That's how a person should be looking at his wife, that she has these tremendous qualities. I get to bond with these qualities. And you value what she really has, what she's providing you, what she's giving you and giving your marriage, and what she will be giving to your future children, Be'ez Hashem, or the children that you have already. Wow, that's I value her, and that is a different type of love. It's a different category of love whatsoever. It's a similar category of love that Chazal teaches that a person should have for Hashem. Why? What does it mean that I love Hashem? Loving Hashem and loving your wife, is that the same thing? Chazal teaches that a person could really only know what it means to love Hashem if he's married. Oh, so how do single people know what love of Hashem is? That's a hard question in Chanami. But there are definitely Sfarim that say this, that a person can only really understand what it means to Avas Hashem if first he has a wife. Because having a wife is valuing her for the things that she does, and her midos, and all the great qualities that she has about her. Those are the things that we need to be praising her for. Whether that's from a objective side, things that aren't necessarily related to her feminine female self, or things that are definitely related to her being a woman. So let's understand a little bit better what it is. What is the essence of a wife, in order to be able to tap into really what we should be doing. Her essence is to be davuk to you. That's what her creation was for, to be an Ezer Kenegdo. HaKadosh Baruch Hu cracked the neshama in half and gave half to you and half to her. So her essence is to be davuk to you. And because of that, that is her main goal in life. It might be subconscious, but it's her main goal in life is to find favor in your eyes. That's what she wants more than anything else. She wants a husband who loves her. It's very sad when there are women who followed derech that's not the Torah, and they put other things in front of, these are the main things in my life, like my career, my job, making a lot of money, and these types of things. It goes against her very essence. Women like that are not going to get real sipuk from those things. They won't, because they're not. You're not a man. You're just not. And because of that, you will always feel empty. You'll always feel like you're missing something, because you're not getting really what you want. You've been corrupted by philosophies that are against Teva. So it just doesn't work. You're never going to get that sipuk. This is what the sipuk that a woman has, whether she realizes it consciously or not. But this is where she's going to be getting her sipuk. Chazal, there's a very interesting Rambam. There's two Rambams. There's a Rambam in Hilchas Deis, and there's a Rambam in Hilchas Ishus. Rambam in Hilchas Deis describes what does it mean to be Mekayim, the mitzvah Hafta L'Recha Kamocha. And in Hilchas Ishus, when he describes what a person should be doing for his wife, he basically describes the exact same thing. So it's kind of like a funny thing. What do you mean? I only have the same chiyuv to my wife that I have to everybody else? The chiyuv Hafta L'Recha Kamocha that I have to everybody else is the same chiyuv Hafta L'Recha Kamocha that I have to my wife. So what's the difference? And it's not just that. The Rambam says the Rabbanim were misakin, that you have to do this and this. You have to be machabed her. You have to love her. But those things you have a chiyuv anyway, daraisa, to do because of Hafta L'Recha Kamocha. So what was the takana d'Rabbanan? I believe the answer to this question is that really a person has a chiyuv Hafta L'Recha Kamocha to love every other Jew, mamish like themselves. Tachlis is, though, that to get to that level is very, very difficult. Kimat impossible to get to a level where you love every single person, mamish like yourself. Therefore, really, in order to be mekayim the mitzvah Hafta L'Recha Kamocha, there's a much lower level, and that is just don't do anything bad to people. You don't want something done to yourself, don't do it to somebody else. And that's a very basic way of being mekayim Hafta L'Recha Kamocha. But there's a much more real and much more in tune with what the actual mitzvah is, to really bond. And that's why the Rambam brings it in Hilchos Ishus, because this is the place where you have the greatest opportunity to actually be Mekayim on the most pure, highest level. To mamish bond, to mamish feel like you're one. This is where it is. This is where for a person to come and say, I love mamish every person in the world, every Jew in the world, like I love my wife. It's unheard of. Even the great Rabbi Ari Levine, who was known as a tremendous Oyeb Yisrael, the way that he looked at his wife was much greater. That he mamish felt like the story says that when they went to the doctor, he said, "My wife's leg hurts us." That there's such a strong bond that his mamish, I can feel her pain too. Even as great as Rabbi Ari Levine was, still with your wife, something on a completely different level. And she wants to feel that achdus. She wants to feel that he mamish, in his eyes, I'm everything. She was created to be your completion in Ruchnius and Gashmius. Very interesting. I saw in a sefer that sometimes it's dafka because of this that the opposite might happen. If there's some kind of fight that happens, let's say, some kind of fight that happens because a woman was negligent about something. She forgot to do something. Maybe it wasn't 100% her fault, whatever. She might deny the whole thing. She might blame it on you even. She might come up with any number of different excuses why it's not her fault. It says that when Yosef HaTzadik was born, that Rochel Imenu was so happy, and Rashi comments, why was so happy? Because she was able to now blame all the things that went wrong on Yosef. That's what Rashi comments there. Now we have somebody. Until now, I didn't have anybody to blame anything on. It was only me. All the blame was on me. Now I have somebody to blame it on. Because that's really the reason. A woman doesn't want to feel that I did something wrong in the eyes of my husband. Anything that I do wrong is going to take away my status in his eyes. So she might actually get into a fight with him in order so that she shouldn't be able to take that blame. Because if she takes that blame, it means that I'm talking not worthy. I'm not worthy of the esteem that I really desperately want in his eyes. So even if she's 100% wrong, she still won't admit to it, and she'll blame somebody else, and she doesn't want to take the blame, because that means that I deserve to be looked down upon by my husband, and that I can't handle. Such a thing is possible. I saw in the sefer of Dan Segel that this can happen many times in many different ways. That this is the nakuda of many fights. That a woman does not want to look like she did anything wrong, so that a husband has a good reason to not be happy with her. She'll be willing to fight with him about it in order so that she won't take the blame, which is so ironic because the fighting makes it worse. But it's not even conscious. It's very subconscious. You would ask her, she wouldn't even admit to such a thing. It's only because Chazal megaled this to us that we can understand it. But now that we understand that Yesod, so we can purposely put into her, no, it's not your fault. And I don't think anything less of you. And you're still wonderful, but Lamaisa, I don't have my dry cleaning now, and I don't know what I'm going to wear. Right? It's not. I do not blame you one little bit. If we understand that's you saw it in a lot of places and a lot of fights, then we can deal with that beforehand and then get to whatever the tachlis of needed to be. You are not being blamed for this. You are not being blamed in any way, whether you say it straight out like that or a different way of showing praise and whatever, and taking away this potential busha, this potential downgrade in her own esteem from the way she feels in her husband's eyes, and then deal with it, whatever the issue is. If we understand that beforehand, it's very possible, very easy to deal with the issue. The more the person expresses hakaras hatov for what his wife does for him, the more she'll feel valued. And that's what she wants more than anything else. She wants to feel valued by her husband. She wants her husband should feel like, wow, I'm so happy with my wife. So you have to tell her that. Tell her I'm happy with you all the time. Whether it's with compliments, which compliments are mamish, her oxygen. She needs to hear compliments all the time, whether it's about the cleaning or the cooking or the laundry, taking care of the kids or whatever it is. She needs to hear that praise, to hear that hakaras hatov, and in many other ways, you have to show her that I'm so happy with you. The way she dresses. Sometimes husbands, b'chalal, they don't know anything. They don't like, you like this one, you like that one. Her tznius is for you. That's what the tznius is. Tznius is for her husband because she's specifically dressing in a tzniua way so that her body can be safe for her husband. What makes her unique? What makes her different? What makes her special? Those are all things that a man should express to his wife again all the time. Well, a man has to be mechabed her, treat her like a queen, like we said, in her femininity, in her woman things. What are those things? I don't know. Every person's a little bit different. In the way she sets up, the table with the napkins or with the flowers or whatever. Every person, every woman is different. Whatever. Yeah, it just means paying attention. That's what it means. Also, again, even for the areas that are not her midos, she does good things. She does chesed. She cooked for this one who had a hard time. She took care of that one's kids who they needed somebody to stand in for her. Building her up and caring for her, being tender towards her, nurturing her. That's how a man builds her up. That is what it means to take on all Isha. And as difficult as many of these things are, and as challenging, certainly at specific times when there are frustrations that come from other things, a man has to always realize and understand this is the most important thing to her. So even though a man many times is dealing with many other things, because that's the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu created, that a man should be more dealing with things outside of the home, a woman deals with things inside of the home. Because she's dealing with things inside of the home, praise her for the things that are inside the home. The home is the core of your life. If that's the core of your life, without that, all the things on the outside would be meaningless. You have a person with a rotten inside can be very, very successful outside and have a really, really terrible life. So Lamaise, the more we show that hakaras hatov, the more we understand really what is necessary and what she's really looking for and can provide that, the better chances of us having very happy homes.
Thank you for joining Real Judaism, where we explore Torah's wisdom for real life. Created by J Foundations and produced by Eli Podcast Productions. Find more episodes at realjudaism.org and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.